Test, 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 test. Okay.
I'm trying to go up here with me.
Do.
Okay. What do you want, you butthole? Can you hear me?
Mm.
What do you want, you butthole?
Hey, not on speaker. I'm live streaming right now.
Yeah.
Hey, whoever's.
Hold on, let me call you.
Hello, everybody. Well, the one person here, I'm still sharing it around, so just sit comfortable. If you got something, just put it in the chat.
I'm sorry, he's doing a live stream.
I'm trying to get it all out. This is kind of impromptu. It's supposed to be done Friday. Sorry, guys.
We're trying to do a live stream. Yeah, let me call you back when we get done with it. Alright. Bye. That's okay. Sure, I just got you. Love you, baby.
Love you too, hun.
My phone.
Okay, I think I've shared it around enough that people should start coming in hopefully here soon. So, for those who don't know, who didn't watch the last cigar and coffee live stream, pick a subject, or we just sit around and rant. And I've got to stop doing that. I gotta turn that off somehow. And I light up a cigar, which I am this time smoking 4K Swishes, sweet and delicious, because someone actually bought these for me because she wanted me to try them. And I drink coffee and I bring up the subject and talk to y'all. The last one was actually, we mistitled it, but oh well, we left it that way. All right. Got our coffee. We got our cigar. Oh, and just so everyone knows, I do have props, and they are completely and totally unloaded. And this one's actually supposed to be a cartridge gun, but it's going to be shown later. So, and so no. Okay. Okay, cigar. Mm. And I'm sorry, it's all fuzzy. I do have a new camera. I just can't get it and the live stream software I have downloaded to co-sync. I'm actually talking to someone trying to fix it, and we couldn't get it fixed. That's why this was not done Friday. And it's so I just decided to do webcam. Okay. Now we got a cigar lit. I did not put it. Would you hand me my ashtray from all the way over there?
Yeah.
Honey bunny, sorry. I don't want to get up. Okay.
I'm closing. Get my wrist.
Y'all have to excuse my wife. She's crazy.
I am not.
Okay, but anyway, this live stream is about cap and ball for self-defense, either in modern day or if, say, you're in a survival situation, you were out hunting or whatever on a boat, just whatever scenario you want to put in, would it be right for you? And I do not have Kato Ajama's bullet yet. Life's been a pain in the arse right now. I've actually had to redo 2 whole windows, so that actually killed that project. For at the moment, there's that Zippo I was looking for. Yeah, my wife got me this Zippo. I like it.
Wait, which one is it?
The Wolf one. She also got me the John Wayne one too. But I have 2 Remington New Model Armies and a Colt. I also have a single shot inline 50 caliber pistol right here. We could talk about too. Because that could be something you see, whatever, I don't know. I also have a cartridge conversion, which is by the FTA is labeled as a part. This one is for the Remington New Model Army. And I did not line that up just right. But anyway, guys, here's my opinion on it to start off with, okay? And then y'all can blast away either at the comments, tell me I'm wrong, tell me I'm right. Let's have a nice civil discussion about it. Let's start with the 36. The 36 Navy, or net 36 of any kind. For those who just come in, because I've seen it fluctuate a few times, these are all empty. The 36 has a few variants of bullets. There's the Kato Ajama. You've got round ball. You've got the Lee real bullet. I just casted these up to was it like last weekend or something? Something like that. I can't remember.
Before the weather got this bad.
Yeah, and the Johnson and Dow. I didn't cast those myself. Someone was selling them to mold. But you've got a wide variety. You've got the wide variety. Big Jim says, "Good evening. Good evening to you too. I hope you like the channel. If you're not subscribed, if you are, I hope you can weigh in on it. I'm actually trying to get a group set up for this channel on Discord so we can all talk there too about random things. I'm trying to get a bunch of videos on the Utah Gun Exchange. I forget to say this at the beginning, sorry. And because it's just easier for me to do that, and I can do my reloading stuff because it's set up for that. I should have done that a long time ago, but I didn't. But anyway, guys, back to the 36. I have the Colt 36 Navy. I finally got it hitting about point of aim. Finally, my cigar went out. From watching the videos and everything, that I could, and I took it out and chronographed it myself. It's hitting. It's got the same speed as about a 32 ACP round, smokeless round. But the fall down of a 32 is that it's such a small diameter. The 36, the one I have, is 357. Most 32s, I think, are not mistaken, is 3.2 something or other, somewhere around there. If someone knows the exact diameter, please put it down there. So you've got more mass going about the same speed, so it's going to hit them just a little harder. So with a 36 in a self-defense situation, it's going to be shot placement more than anything, really. And so, but of course, good shot placement is always good. I actually took this out this last year and got some raccoons, squirrel with it. That one was tricky. That one took 2 shots to get a good hit on. Well, to actually hit the thing, but it dropped in 1 shot. Raccoon, I said right.
Yeah.
Missed the possum, and I think that's all I took it out to hunt with this year, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, I didn't get the Remingtons in time for hunting season for anything that was they could hunt with.
The weather isn't too bad for us.
Yeah, honestly, we just had believe it or not, we had a tornado today. And then, like the first half of the day, there was tornado warnings all through, and then just small one happened, and then 312 Big Jim says. So, see, there's a big difference, and I'm not mistaken. They're mostly what 80 grains, or 80 grains or under. If I'm not mistaken. So again, the 36 has more mass. And also, the Confederates used it in the Civil War. The United States are both sides used the 36. They both used 44s. Hold on. I like the taste of these, but of these cigars, where the 4Ks, but they don't seem like they want to stay lit very long, unless you've got them in your mouth. Now, a 44 can kind of vary in velocities due to bullet weight. Phone, shut. I'm hold on one guy. Saying my phone's just sitting over here going all this stuff. Turn that down. There we go. Okay. Between bullet weights, what if you? Oh, and also I forgot to mention that I'm talking about with true black powder, not Pyrodex. Because I don't know anything about. I haven't put any kind of Pyrodex in these guns yet. Uh, Now this one is 352 for the cylinder and the bore. It's actually more for both of them. It's more closer to. I turned that down. Anyway, so technically these are more 45 than they are modern 45s than they are true 44s, but they're Pietas, they're reproductions, and they were decently priced, so I got them. I mean, I can't complain too much. I have found out what my original problem was. It was my bad, but also weak pins, and I'm actually waiting on an order to get everything fixed on this other one to convert it to cartridge fire because I want a Remington 45. But anyway, for the 44, all I have is round ball and the cartridge work from Error's Gone. I'm waiting on finances to get a little bit better before I get a Takeda. Duke Fraser Productions. Okay, thank you for showing up, Duke. Pyrex is the devil straight, not from the Holy Black. Yes, yes, but I'm want to know if it does give a little bit more power. Oh, trust me, guys. I have Elephant, a few 2F, a little bit of that left, and mostly GoX. Right? Yeah, GoX. I actually gotta go over there and go over to Powering and pick up my shipment of powder from not too long ago. But this one I had chronographed black powder loads on, and I was getting around 850 feet per second on a bad. It was like right before it started storming again heavily. So, and I would like to thank one of my friends, but he doesn't want to be acknowledged like this. He doesn't want to be, he was just happy that I got to go out and shoot with him. That's all he was happy about. That's all he cared about. But even when I put HMS in the cowboy cartridges, which I did do a review on there about some of my hand loads for 2FG black powder and some Trail Boss, which I'd like to thank Duke Fraser Productions. He did help out a lot. A lot of people did because I talked to. I think you were the first person I talked to about it because I think you were the first person I talked about it, Duke. So, and guys, if anyone here who has not subscribed to him, please go do that. He's great content and has a nice beard. I wish I could have a beard like his. I like his beard. Yes, I know you like my beard. You're my wife. Did you just throw your bra at me?
I sure did.
Okay. Now, for the 45, I was using this Taylor's and Company.
No, throw it back to me.
Anyway, guys, like I said, you guys, excuse my wife. She's crazy today.
I don't know, I'm crazy.
She's hyper. I was using this Taylor's and Company cartridge conversion for the Remington new model. And that's where I got some data for the 45s. And well, the 45s, that's a little distracting. Duke says Duke Fraser says, "Haha, thanks." And then Big Jim says that's a little distracting. Okay, Big Jim, you're gonna have to explain that a little bit better because I'm not unsure if I understand what that is. And if anyone has any kind of data on the Kato Ajama bullet, please let me know about it so we can get that out there. And this is kind of a series I'm going to be doing because I've got some stuff to simulate rain conditions. I'm going to kind of do what In Range does with their little mud test, but not that bad. Not as bad as they do. The brawl toss. Yes, it's distracting for the both of us. Because now I got my 22-year-old wife over there brawling.
I will be 23 in April. Thank you.
You're still 22.
Yes, until the 7th.
But anyhow,
Can I have your ring?
she's had more coffee than I have apparently today.
I have not had any coffee.
But anyway, like I said, if anyone has anything about that, but accuracy wise, my 36 went out of the box. It was shooting about. I was shooting it about 17 yards, and it was hitting midsection pretty well on it once I came in, but I don't know if that was me or the gun, but it also broke in here. The internals, I had to replace all the internals. This Remington right here with the cartridge conversion was hitting mainly on the heart side, right underneath where my heart would be. On that side. No, sorry, it would be hitting my lung. Like every time, two long shots, one way below the belt, and then one just like would have took my hat off, like in those old Western movies, or just right off. And that was at 30 yards. And there was a nice breeze blowing. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good, but I mean, I would like to have had a still day, but it was still not that bad. And that's with the I got them right here. Ugh. With these right here, these clocked in, I think, if I'm not mistaken, right at 850 on average of 10 shots. And that's about Duke says, I've got some of the Kato's bullets. I haven't had a chance to test them. The 44s are massive. I'm pretty sure they are the heaviest available besides the Aragon's Dragoon bullet. I do not have any of the Aragon Dragoon bullet because I don't own the Dragoon, the Colt, a Dragoon or a Colt Walker. And honestly, I'm afraid to drop the money for the mold, and they not work in my Remington. Oh, because I just can't do that right now. I had to repair 2 windows today. You can ask her what I had to do for the windows. It was bad. But now, on this thing, I've kind of got it sighted in. I found out that one side was not as. Big man says they'll be too long for your Remington. Okay, thank you. What was I saying again? Oh yeah, for this 50, I found out that the twist is just right for round ball. I had a sight on here. It kept coming loose and off, and no matter how tight, and I eventually broke it. So I don't know what I'm going to be doing with it for sighting wise. But I also did a bottle test. As y'all see, there's part 1's up, and it's also on the Utah Gun Exchange. I know technically that's not a cap and ball, but at the same time, it is. I don't know how you want to classify it. But the 36 was going through a 2x6, 2x4 piece, and then going through a 2 liter. I have got to do the part two to see the Remingtons fully in the 45 and the fifth, but a 50 caliber. I did shoot the 50 caliber pistol, but the footage was lost on that part. I couldn't edit that in. It was y'all would have seen the smoke blast and the target kind of go everywhere, but no, there was no audio. I couldn't even remember the load I was using. I know it was round ball, but I can't remember the powder charge because I made up a bunch of kind of like the what you would use for a brown bess, but kind of modified for. I don't want to grab them because I'm smoking. So I'm gonna have to redo that part. But it's kind of like the brown bess, kind of. They'll fit in the chamber, but will not have enough powder to get them out the barrel. Found that out the hard way. Thank you, Duke. Yeah, sorry. Let me reread that one. Duke Frazier says they'll fit in the chamber, but will not have enough powder to get them out of the barrel. Found that out the hard way. Well, we're getting a. Even if we've kind of got off topic, we've got talking about just the bullet tips. This is some good. This is still good information to get out there, and I'm happy about that. So either way, I like to inform people. I'm trying to, and honestly, guys, I like live streaming. This is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Except when my wife's like that. But I know what it is. I gave her Oreos today. I'll keep her quiet for a few minutes. But it was 30 grains on the 50 grain charge, and it was going through the same kind of testing. I think for my next test, I'm going to be using two 2x4s and then the jug. Because I think, if not mistaken, they would and when they would test them, they would be using 1x1s or 1x2s planks, and then drilling them through that to see how many they went through. But I have to say this: if you shot somebody with this 36, most likely in a good shot place with a round ball, Lee, or the cartridge work, you're probably have stomped them, and if not, they're probably not one of getting up, because I think the round ball is 80 grains. The Lee, not mistaken, is about 130, and the Colts cartridge. You know what? I can find out real quick. The old mill test was 1-inch pine boards. Yes, I was using 2x4 oak boards, and this was going right through it. There were some scraps that we had made for a building we're working on, and we were using oak. Where's my little? There it is. Soon I'll have to get up and get over there to do it. I gotta get more room over here, just to hold all the stuff for. Okay, turn this on. So here, this here. Unstable, of course. Get it on the right unit. Oops. Come on, there we go. Okay, we're gonna do the round ball first. See how much it weighs. Dropped out of the mold. Can't remember exactly if it was stopped. I'll try to put it on the sprue plate. This one is 79 grains, so about what, if not mistaken, about what most 38s are. The Lee Real Bullet. See if I can get that to focus. There we go. drops out at about 126, and that's about average for it out of my mold. And the Colt, I think it's the cartridge for Johnson and Dow or something like that. I can't remember, guys. Is about the same. Is like a grain higher. 127 is what that one dropped. So, about what you're getting out of a 38 special or a 357, if I'm not 100% sure. And most 45s, the lowest one I found for the mold is 200. So let's just say this: it is legal in Arkansas. Colt cartridge work. Thank you, Duke. Trying to put these up real quick. I have these little. Believe it or not, I actually have these little. I went to Dollar General, got a dollar when they're one-piece dollar 9 compartments. I love it. I'm putting it in my range box. And I have to put my 40. By the way, I have to get a mold for this. I love this. I can use it for my 45s. I can use it for my 44s. And it just gives it that. Only thing is my press, my seating dies and crimping dies kind of round it off a little bit. But so does the Remington Ramrod. And from everything I've looked up and I've heard a bunch of people say is that that's the way. Excuse me. That's the way that they were historically made. So it doesn't matter if you get a Uberti or a Piet on that one. But I could be wrong. I had this somewhere. I'm rearranging my studio. You know what? While this was out, I'll put it over there. Seed it and then crimp it into. Yeah, I have the Lee hand press. For one, because I don't have a lot of space, and two, I can take it on hunting trips. I just got done reloading some 45 yesterday. That video should be up on the Utah Gun Exchange because YouTube won't allow that kind of stuff anymore. So it's going to go up there once I can get that done. I had some 45s. Here. This was the cartridge I was using for some crap on it. See, it's just basically a mini. Okay, phone. You know what you're doing? You're being turned off. There we go. I had some 45s around here. Hold on. So they'll go out to Remington. There's that pack of Oh, and someone's been telling me I should smooth out that bore for my inline. I cannot legally, I looked into that. I cannot because it classifies as a short barreled shotgun. So, yeah, if I could, I would. Well, I just had some.
It's not these in these blue boxes.
I haven't put them in the blue box yet. That's the thing. I got done casting them. I put them up over here, and I can't find them. Oh, no. They drop about 2. I use Duke Frazier Production says I use the Lyman Idea tools for 4440. A lot more compact and based off the original Idea tool. Yeah, I was looking at one. Only thing that stopped me from getting one was this one was on sale and it was cheaper. And I would have got it the same day as my new casting pot. I'm still looking around for those. You know what? If y'all will give me 1 second, I do know where one is that is lubed because I was not reloading in here. I was reloading in my living room because I wanted to watch a movie out there. I'll be right back. Okay. Here it is. And what I'm using to weigh these is the Frankfurt Arsenal reloading tool. Their digital scale. They didn't have. I had to. There you go. You can kind of see it. I had to go to a reloading shop in my area, and they had it, and it was I think it was like $20. And if I was to get online, I would be getting it about the same price plus shipping. So that's what stopped me. Okay. Now we can relight my cigar. And then we can measure out these and this. But yeah, in Arkansas, where I live, I can take these Remington New Models Armies out and drop legally hunt deer with them. In their cap and ball state or in the cartridge converted state. Let's start with the round ball. Now this is a 454 round ball. Apparently you don't want to water cool your round balls. It makes them way too hard. This round ball came out at 139 grains. So it's a little lighter than the 45. Of course, then you put lube on top of lube over the top or a patched lube patch. I can't think of the name. Lube wad. That's it. Lube wad. I've had a long day, guys, fixing windows and wood. I had to actually do some woodworking today. And in the little confined area I had to use a Dremel tool. You know how hard that is? But anyway, the Colt cartridge worked. This one is 222.6. There we go. Sorry. And then an an update pop up that's not even supposed to be up yet. And then a Colt that has lubrication or a 45 caliber, I should say. This one dropped it with the lube on it, 218.1 grains. So, now that's depending on what you use. I would honestly say I feel comfortable keeping this Remington New Model Army with 45 Colt next to my bedside in case of an incident. Then someone breaks in or something. Because I've had an altercation and I had a Taurus judge when I first got when I first turned 21 and everything, and I wanted to carry. I had a Taurus judge, and I would either keep 410 or 45 long coat in, which it took both. And in some counties where I was at, I had to keep it loaded with 45 Colt. And I had an altercation where I had to actually deploy my pistol and use it and I had gotten some of these. I had reloaded some with black powder. It was when I first started into black powder, and I just basically filled the cartridge up and set the projectile in there. That was basically my reloading of it. Wasn't much. My friend had a bench. He said, "Just if you want to use black powder, just fill the case up and just it'll be fine." I'm like, okay. Didn't tell me I had to use a different type of lube. Change the lube out or anything. Oops, that happens about once a live stream, guys. Sorry, but I had to deploy my pistol, and it stopped the threat in one shot. And then I had to use it again when I was working on a little horse ranch, and I was out riding Nighthawk, what they boss called it, and I don't care what he called. I was riding at night, I was supposed to be keeping an eye on the horses, and some guys tried to come up and steal them, and I need my charger for my computer. It should have had better battery than this. Anyway, and I didn't have that little the snub nose version. I had the full length barrel one. It was
Your charger would be
the one with the bigger tip.
Okay.
Just bring that in. Just hold on one second, guys. I got charger.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
Oh, where am I? There we go. And I was a good distance away, and they took a shot at me and hit my rifle butt. The rifle I had in the horse scabbard, and I deployed my pistol, and I was able to stop the threats using 45 Colt. So I feel safe using this one, and I use the same load for my 45 Colts that I use for my Remington. So I feel safe using that. And the cool thing about the Remingtons is you need a fast reload. Hold on one second. Like I said, you need a fast reload. Just get lined up. Oops. There we go. You went from an empty gun to a loaded gun. I can't do what Clint Eastwood does and the Pale Rider and load these things without looking at them. I'm actually cheating right now. It's hard to do with the cigar in your hand, too. There it is. See, I have to wiggle. It's not as fast as a semi-auto, but at the same time, it's a little faster than me because I am. He wasn't using a real gun anyway. What do you mean by that? You're talking about the Taurus Judge? Or the other guy, because he missed. You're talking about Clint? Yeah, well, true. That is true. That is true. I understood what you meant by after you said movie prop. That is true, but I would like to be able to kind of get it working, just kind of close to that. it seems like this. When I try to use this cartridge conversion, it doesn't seem like it's not beveled. Well, yeah, I can see it's not beveled like the Remingtons are. See the difference? That should make it a little easier to see, a little bit better. See, the Remington had just this little bit of a rebate to them, so it's a little easier to do that on. And so I don't thought about doing it to this one, but at the same time, I don't want to do anything to it unless I have to, because I'm afraid I'm gonna mess it up. Honestly, but after I get that part that's coming in, which is basically a whole new loading and pin right here, it's going to have rotating lever. That's what it is. Whatever. I can't think of the name. I'm tired, guys. Sorry. I grilled steaks after I done that, and they were big steaks, good steaks. This one is going to be just my cartridge gun. I'm gonna make it, I think, looking similar to the 1862 or 63 pattern Remington. I'm not sure. I can't remember off the top of my head. While leaving this one and my cap and ball 63. Thank you, Big Jim. I thought also about getting the Chris conversion, but I'm like, no, that takes more milling, and I'm not willing to do milling. And leave this one's my cap and ball, because there is actually an association here for muzzle loadings where I can take this guy and go shoot. So I figured get two of these, make one 63, and this one just leave it normal, and have an extra cylinder, load two up, and that way I can shoot and then come back, shoot again, because it's a total of 10 shots. I think for the pistol on paper, one set on paper, one set on different targets, and then for the first round, and the other one is different. What am I doing? I don't know. I was originally going to do my 36, but I just recently got to where I can hit it point of aim, and I don't have an extra cylinder, and that's the thing. On these coats, I don't like their takedown. You have to want that. I don't like having to want my gun for anything. Just get that right there out. And also, this one has more cap jamming problems. And I think in the next time I go to the range, I'm gonna be trying to set up for a YouTube challenge that I'm going to be doing. But that's for a later video. It's but like I said, that's for a later video. But honestly, I would like to hear what some of y'all's thoughts are for cap and ball, or even a cartridge conversion like the Taylors and Company for self-defense. What is y'all's thoughts on it? I'm gonna take a drink of coffee.
I want to drink.
I don't know if you need one.
I want one. Yay.
Colts jam, because no one makes the proper caps anymore. That is true, Duke. I have, during my little brief testing with them, I have found that the CCIs are probably the best at not jamming, but they still jam. You've probably shot more, so you could probably tell me I'm wrong, and I just haven't noticed it yet. But it just seems like the CCIs don't jam as much, especially. But on my Remington, if you buy both new, it will cost you more than a factory 45 volt. That is true, Big Jim. That is true. But I can load a both of them up cowboy load and have 2 cylinders. That is something to consider. And I do have something I can carry 2 cylinders with right here. And I got this off of an old airsoft gun I had, setup I had. I used to go when I was younger. I played airsoft because I wanted to play with automatic guns, and I wasn't old enough to play with automatic guns. So I got airsoft, and I just kept this because I figured, I might have a gun that these work with one day, and so I'm not discrediting you, Big Jim. I'm just saying, yeah, you do have a point. If you were to buy both new, it would cost you more than a factory. Well, that would depend, wouldn't it? Because I've looked at some 45 Colts, and they were more than me buying a Pieta and the cartridge conversion. Because I got my first revolver from you, Midway, which I'm never buying cap and ball from them. I bought 2 of them from there, and not worth it. I've had problems out of them. And I know it's from who they get them from, but still.
Okay, I have a question.
One second. Let me finish this thought, please, and then you can ask your question, or you can type in the comments.
Well, not on the
Alright.
thing that I ordered right now.
Hold on. I'm trying to think. Hold on. It cost me 500 and some odd change, but I've seen some Colts. Uberti Cattleman 500. Yeah, I think that was like the once. That's a good one. But I've seen some that was about $600-700. So it kind of depends on what, I guess you could say, what grade of 45 Colt you wanted. If you wanted kind of more low end, like the Uberti Cattleman, I would have to say this. It's for what it is. It's no, it's a very damn good revolver. Let me get that out there. I've shot one. Hold on one second, Duke, and I'll read your comment. The Uberti Cattleman is a very damn good revolver, but at the same time, it has the same problems as any high grade revolver. That you have to open the loading gate, eject everything at once, and put in one at a time. With a Remington like this, like the way I have mine set up, I can drop that whole cylinder, put a whole new one in there, and then I have 5 ready to go. It's kind of like loading a semi-auto, kinda. Not as fast, but still a little faster than using a Cattleman. Because like I said, the Uberti Cattleman, I don't understand why it's 500. It should be a little bit higher than that, in my opinion. It's a very damn good revolver. Maybe because they sell so many of them that's why it's so low. I don't know. I don't work for Uberti. Okay, Duke says modern caps are made thin. Back in the days, they were especially back in the day they were especially for Colts caps for everything. The ones Colts were okay. So back in the day, the caps were thicker. Yeah, that is true. But I think most times today they're expecting you to be using them for side locks. So they're expecting them to, I don't know what. Honestly, I think they consider the people like me and you that and Big Jim here that uses cap and balls and whoever else is watching. So there's 3 people watching. Uh, they consider us a niche market, a very small, probably small error spot in their profit margin. And yes, Duke, I've heard a lot of people say that they've had some of their best luck on Midway. On their reloading supplies, like for molds, casting pots, their the like this one here. On the reloading supplies, yes. But it seems like the Colt Navy,
The one I got you?
yeah, had uh problems with down in here. Now, you might have got them before they went to traditions, or they were already traditions. Just traditions was doing better back then. I'm not sure, but like I said, I had to replace all down in here, and that was a pain in the butt because I ordered one part and got one for a cult peacemaker. So I had to fiddle around with that, and the Remington, all the pins looked like bananas. Now, Big Jim asked, "What are 2 cylinders going to cost you?" One cylinder. Okay, I guess I didn't explain myself very well. If I was to order, here, hold on, let me. Okay, I order the revolver, so it comes with a cylinder, and then I buy one of these cartridge conversions. Is what I was talking about. I mean, that's kind of like ordering a second mag, and this one cost me about I got this one off of Midway. I'll probably get another one off of Midway because this is good. Uh, this one cost me, I think it was like what, 253.
About almost $300. Something like that.
It was about the 250, about mid 200s, with after taxes and everything for this.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't, but it's a good quality product, and it's 6 shots instead of 5. And then I'd have 5 shots in this one if I wanted to load it up, and keep it in the gun, which I've proven on my channel, even and on my Colt Navy, carrying it around as an EDC, everyday carry. It will still fire. I just had that one cylinder that I had problems with. But if I had a second cylinder, I could have just, like, say I had the same problem in this one, I could just move on and put a new cylinder, drop this cylinder, put a new one in. But if I was to buy 2 Taylors, it would cost me about $500. But I'd also still have the advantage of having a cap and ball cylinder. So I'd have. I missed the fact that you were changing from percussion to centerfire. Oh, I was talking about for like I would mainly carry this one mostly when I'm out hunting, like deer factory.
Mm.
Uh,
Wait, no.
oh, so that's but even if I was using, okay, I'm trying to make sure I say this properly so I don't confuse anybody, because I would hate to do that. Even if I think I saw the replacement one was about a little cheaper. Can't remember off the top of my head. It was a while when I looked. I actually got this one that came from Cabela's off of friend I have, and I also got I got it with the sharps and a mold for the sharps and a dowel to make the sharps paper cartridges. Duke says I only buy Uberti. All my Midway Uberti guns were the best I've had. My my two Ubertis from Dixie should never have never left the factory. Yeah, I think that's probably a problem with a few places that sometimes they send out guns that were made on Friday right before closing. And it seems like I usually get them. Uh, but anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, but back to Big Jim's comment. Even if I was say carrying this because I was going out to hunt deer, it's still faster to get this out of this little pocket, which I'm building, making to where I can have just kind of have it slung on my shoulder with a cylinder in there with a few sharp cartridges. And I had a boar chase charge at me or something else, anything else happened.
Or somebody chasing him.
Yeah, or I could, and I've already shot my sharps. I could pull this out, fire the 5 shots I would keep in this one. Yeah, true, Duke. Duke says, or made on a Monday while they were still hungover. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but back to Big Jim. See, I can, and then load this one. Sorry, Duke, I had to read that one right there. It made me laugh. It made me laugh. And then fire off another 5 if I need to, or I can just get back to reloading the first cylinder and still have 5 in reserve. It's kind of like why some soldiers in the Civil War carried 2 revolvers. They didn't have to go through this necessary reloading process. But I only want to be able to carry 1 revolver out there, so I have 2 cylinders, and and this little thing, I can put both these cylinders in one of these sides right here. Now I'd probably have the 45 Colt in there first. And and where I live, boars are a problem, or so are coyotes. Stephen Thompson, welcome to your 3rd live stream. I think you've been to almost all but one so far. But back to what I was saying. Before I read your comment, I just wanted to welcome you to that. Read yours. Where I live and go hunting at, I have boar problems, coyote problems, and poacher problems. So that's something I have to deal with to go out hunting. And that's kind of what most of my videos are geared toward, black powder hunting. I guess you could say it started out kind of a black powder survivalist channel, but then I got it I made one more video on the survivalist, and YouTube tried to up my how do I put this nicely? Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna mute my mic so I can tell my wife what I want to say, and she can tell me how to say it nicely. She's thinking on that one. But basically, I got it. YouTube tried to hound me about that one video. I actually had to take it down. And it wasn't bad or nothing. It was just that during that right after Adpocalypse, like, or every channel was seems like they were getting hit for.
YouTube was a pain in the butt that day.
Yeah. So I kind of started gearing myself more towards my other hobby, hunting. Well, so now Stephen Thompson says I want to buy a 44 Magnum revolver, probably because of Clint Eastwood. Uh, and he says almost every one of them. Well, that's kind of why I got the Remington. I mean, I got the Remington. I got the Navy because he used it. He used a Navy at the not, or it looked like a Navy. It could have been the 1862 Army. And Josie Well, he used this one in Pale Rider. Uh, I'm trying to stop and think for 1 second, guys. I know he used the Dragoon. That's on my list. Dirty Harry. But Steven, I'm gonna give you a little tip. When you're first starting out with, if you do get a 44 Magnum revolver, uh, start off learning to shoot it with 44 Special. It's a little bit lower recoil, and it'll get you used to the kind of the pop of it. And then start going up to a little higher pressure for like start at low 44 Magnum rounds and then move up to the kind that you want. 44 mags used in Dirty the Dirty Harry movies. Model 29. Yes, I know. I saw one at my local pawn shop, and there was no way I was going to afford that. The first revolver you shot was in 38 Special. The first revolver I shot was in 9 millimeter. I'm not gonna lie about that one. Big Jim, just a little spendy. He had $1,000 price tag on it. Just so you know that, Jim. It was, and here's the thing: it was in pieces. There was no grips on it. You could tell it was. I don't know what happened to it, but it looked like it got thrown into a wood chipper. It needed rebluing on everything. The trigger didn't do anything. It it the hammer wouldn't move. It needed complete and total overhaul. If I had the $1,000, I would have dropped on it to fix it, but I just didn't have it. Coffee time. Oh, and I don't know if y'all have noticed, but I've kind of got my little Deadpool display up there. I like Deadpool. I know that with this camera, it's kind of hard to see. It's just my crappy webcam.
You are Deadpool.
But the first handgun I shot was 9 millimeter Beretta, and that was one of my uncle's pistols. And then I shot shortly, like not 5 seconds after that, after dropping the whole magazine. I also shot my grandpa's 1911 and 45 ACP, and fell in love with the 45. It's just it didn't pop. It barked. It didn't just hit the target. It slapped the target. It just seems like the 9 mil. Yeah, 9 mil is a good round, but I prefer something in 45. That's just my opinion personally. That's kind of why I like the 44 because I can use the 45 Lone Colt, which is a historical round. I like I kind of like historical guns, I guess you could say. That's kind of why I got the Sharps because it has a family tie. One of my grandfather's grandfather, I think my mother could tell you better. Let's just say it was during the Civil War. He was able to take a Sharps carbine, cavalry carbine, off a Union soldier, because he fought for the Confederacy, and take his ammo, and then use it and keep getting ammo for it. And then I think he kept ammo for it and powder for it. I'm not sure how, but he did. That was never explained to me, and I'm not real sure. So I don't know. So that's why I wanted a Sharps rifle to kind of have that little bit of family history, and also Sharps rifles are very accurate. I took one out, 120 yards. I was having to use the 200-yard spot on the ladder site. I think that's what it's called. If I'm not mistaken. If I am, please someone correct me so I don't give out bad information. Y'all know it. I hope y'all understand. If I say something wrong, y'all are free to correct me. I don't take that as an insult. By no means. If I say something that is wrong, please correct me. I I like to be corrected. I like to, because if I am not corrected about something, and I am wrong, and I'm giving out that bad information, please tell me. But as a matter of fact, I got my sharps right here. This is the sharps. Yeah, your PDW is a Smith & Wesson SD40VE. Now, I honestly, Duke, I have never heard of that one. I In the town I live in, I don't really have to carry, but when um I choose to, but I just usually throw on a revolver. Cheap Glock knockoff. Okay. I just never have heard of it. I mean, there are, if I'm not mistaken, like 100 or so plus guns manufactured a year. So I could be wrong. I've heard about it and just don't remember it. But I usually just, if I carry the Remington new model and the cartridge conversion. Oh, that is a good story. Okay. I want to hear. Y'all probably gonna laugh y'all's ass off while doing the testing for my Colt Navy, like kind of like carrying around, kind of like a cowboy would. I had it. In this holster, right? Like nothing over the top of it, kind of like in a. And yes, I know the holster's messed up. I did that. But you know, in plain sight, everything complying with the Patriot Act 746 or constitutional carry in the state of Arkansas. And one of my neighbors called the cops, right? Now, Act 747 saying just merely having this open carry or concealed carry does not make this a arresting offense. It actually makes it's actually supposed to be making the state permanently carry, but that it's having to be clarified because apparently it's too confusing for the law enforcement officers to understand it, or it's just they don't want to understand it. I'm not sure. I fully support my state and local police. It just seems like they can't, some pick and choose what laws to enforce. But anyway, just walking. I was walking around.
Just outside.
Just outside, it was humid. Just got done raining. There was water in the air. There was moisture in the air. So I figured, good time. Strapped on the hip, test, right? see about, if it would do anything. I'll put this down here. And just walking. I mean, I walked out my door to the dumpster and back. That's all I did. That's all literally. I was out there maybe even 5 minutes. And yes, I know I got 2 comments on. I will get to them in just one second. I will finish the story. And one of my neighbors who was anti-gun called the cops on me. I'm inside my house now. My dog, he's a German Shepherd, boxer mix. He's got a big tail. He knocks things over. He knocked something over with his tail because he got happy. I was cleaning it up. Oh, okay, Jim. Good night to you too. I'll read these comments real quick. There are some places here in Kentucky I love to go to is Creek, Knob Creek. You can shoot all the types of guns, old and modern. I've actually been planning on making it. We've planned on making a trip up there for me one year. It just hasn't come to fruition yet. And Duke says it's so close to the Glock that Smith & Wesson has to pay Glock to make. Oh, okay. Now I remember them. Okay, it's just been a while. And Big Jim says, "Gotta fly. Good night, AKA." I don't know if you want your real name said, but since you typed it, I'm gonna read it anyway. Jim Thama, and he's actually the one I got the Johnson and Dow bullets that I showed earlier in the live stream from. He casting them, and he's the one that I bought them from. So, and they're really good. They're good quality, and it was done quickly and easily. But I'm gonna give more information about that in the review of them. I just need some better weather so I can get some more tests with them. But anyway, I was inside cleaning up after my dog. It wasn't like it was a pee pile, poop pile. It was just he knocked over a cup of tea with his, big dog. Yeah, knock on the door. 2 police officers show up, and Desmond says, "Were you carrying a gun outside?" I'm like, "Carrying my cap and ball revolver for my test." He says, "Okay, good day," and then left. Yeah, and here's the thing: before he leaves, though, my next door neighbor apparently called all of her friends to watch this guy get arrested, and they're blaring music and everything, and they're the ones that get in trouble. They're like, they just popped up, "Were you carrying a gun?" Well, actually, no. His exact words: "Were you carrying a firearm?" "No, I was carrying a cap and ball revolver." "Okay, good day." One officer actually asked to look at it, and I showed it to him and explained to him and everything about it. He's like, "Okay, cool. I'm gonna have to give me one. Where'd you get this?" And I told him, I said I would go look at like Cabela's or something, just in case you get one that's made on a Friday, or as Duke pointed out earlier, made on a Monday. mm. So, I mean, that's like the only time I've actually say I've been attacked by that a police officer doing that, but it just seems like you got these little some cops that don't want to enforce this because they don't agree with it. Personally, even though it's the law and they're supposed to be enforcing the law on the books, not what pick and choose the law. And I hate to say this, but I've never had a problem with any of the officers in the town I live in. If I wasn't, yeah, no, but he's a county cop.
Oh.
Yeah, he no longer works for the local. He got fired from that job. So so when I do carry, I would, if I had to deploy my pistol, I mean, I'm pretty confident that because I can hit a man-sized target at 30 yards, I'm pretty sure I can hit that person at 7 to whatever yardage I needed to reach out and hit them at, except over 30. If it was over 30, I would probably move a little closer if I could, or get everyone away and someone call the cops and try to keep his attention on me if I had to. But when you live in small town USA, I mean, it's not like crap that goes on. I mean, everyone. Here's the thing: everybody here carries. Everyone here hunts. Everyone here knows. Everyone else has a gun in their house. There's not a lot of crime here.
Basically, everybody knows everybody around here.
Yeah, everyone knows, and crimes are solved pretty quickly because someone talked about it. They told somebody else who told the officers. The first person gets stolen, talked to, stolen. I don't know what that did the offense is now in jail. I mean, it's a small town. I mean, I think in the whole county that we live in, which I would give y'all the names of this stuff, but I have received death threats just because I'm a gun owner. And so I don't feel that I need to give out that information because just to be on the safe side to keep stuff down because to keep my family safe. But yeah, I mean, anyone that's here, I have a hypothetical. They take away all semi-automatic pistols, right? And to get the cartridge guns of any type, you have to go through this huge long list of requirements. But you can just go down, prove you're a 21, buy the cap and ball revolvers to any gun store. Would you feel safe using those? I would honestly like to hear about from y'all. I'm talking about if I'm hoping if that ever something like that ever is even proposed, it gets shot down quickly. I know the red flag law tried to come to Arkansas and it was filled more. It was filled more full of holes than most Target backstops I've seen. But honestly, I would like to hear y'all's opinion. I mean, my wife, you don't shoot guns very often. I think.
The last time I went shooting was at Sand Hill with my dad.
No, you shot with me. Mom's 22.
That was it, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of it. Mm-hmm.
So. Would you feel safe? I have a question. Would you come over here?
Can I sit right here?
Okay, well then speak loudly because I don't know if I want to make sure they hear you.
Okay.
Do you feel safe with a loaded gun in the house? On my nightstand. The way I keep it.
Just on that one empty?
Yeah, on that one empty chamber and everything.
Yes.
It's called the cowboy load. Duke, I honestly hope that is the truth. But there's been a lot of things that have said that it's going to start a war. I mean, Civil War 2. Like, I mean, hold on one second. Let me finish. One side said if Trump got elected, that's when it was going to happen, and well, I'm still waiting. But I have a feeling if they do come after our Second Amendment rights, that's the straw that broke the camel's back. I honestly do. Because once you take away the second one, what's to stop the first one from being hit the third one, the fourth one, the fifth, all of them? Who's to say that they're not going to be next? I mean, look at Venezuela right now. If you don't believe that your right to own a gun that is not given to you by the government, but by God Almighty. Okay? And only thing the founding fathers did was acknowledge those rights. That's why the second one, even the second one says, shall not be infringed. But anyway, the way I keep my cartridge converted pistol, how safe do you feel with it loaded like that?
What was it this for? If somebody was chasing me, right, again.
Yes, that's another story we could tell. Like that's the whole story for a different time.
Then you can already, since it's already loaded, halfway loaded, and somebody's already chasing me again, you can just come out there.
Well, the way I keep it loaded is called the cowboy load. 5 in there on an empty chamber. And on this one, it's really easy to remember which one's the empty one because it has a discolored primer, striker pin, primer pin. I'm not sure, but all of them is kind of this stainless steel looking. Not as bright after I shot black powder loads out of it, but still you can kind of tell that they are. And this other one is just black. I do need. Let me hit this one with a cleaning brush. See if that doesn't make it look a little prettier. So I can leave that one empty. Know which one that one is because it's right there next to the pin. And also these. So I mean, kind of tells me it's empty. So it does stay pretty. It is as safe as it could be. When I had the Colt Navy loaded the same way, how safe did you feel keeping it in the house?
The what?
All right, Duke. Take care. And I did like the last video you did. It made me really want an 1862 Army. The accuracy of that thing, I want one now. Especially if I get the accuracy that you got out of it. But when I had the Navy that you got me, loaded up to use like my EDC, how safe did you feel?
Like all the way loaded?
The same way. I had 5 loaded and one chamber empty.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the one that you took out when somebody was actually chasing me. Right?
Yeah. And just showing it. That's literally.
And
I didn't even have to pull it out of the holster. That was it. It was just the fact that it was on my hip stopped everything.
And whenever I called you that day and told you to meet me at the gas station store, and that's when I started.
Yeah, that was a while back. But anyway,
yeah.
So it
doesn't seem that long ago though.
No, it doesn't. Wow, it's getting late, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock.
Well, 10 o'clock our time. I don't know where everyone else is who's watching this, but this won't be. Anyone could watch this.
Yeah.
And I also want to thank y'all guys for the support I've been getting on these live streams, and also all the views and all the comments and stuff, guys. I don't know what to say. I honestly didn't think I'd get 2 subscribers. This whole channel was built by y'all. Y'all just subbing, y'all commenting, y'all liking, y'all watching. This was all built by y'all. Because someone asked me, what gives me the motivation to make videos? Y'all do. Honestly, guys, y'all give me the motivation to do stuff like this. I mean, the fact that y'all like a video, y'all comment on the video, y'all say, hey, you could try this a little bit, try this, why don't you try this, or hey, could you do this?
It's just the suggestions you'll make.
It's just like the love, honestly, the love y'all show me, and I'm just, I guess you could say a redneck science historian, whatever. I don't know, just some guy who just wants to go out and have fun shooting black powder revolvers and rifles and test them and stuff. Steven, I've known you for almost 8 years. Yeah, I know that, buddy. He said, I'm always here to help out, brother. I know, man. You've helped me out through a few things. Uh, what, two, three ex girlfriends before I met her? Uh, just a lot of things. Let's just say that much. Cigars already went out, but
I like the smell of those.
I like the taste of them. They're not that bad.
And what kind is that?
The where is I had the pack? Hold on, I think I knocked it over here. Hold on one second. Sweet and Delicious by 4K. 4 cigars for 99 cents.
I thought it was the melon berry one. Or did you already smoke that one?
No, I smoked those out there. I want to try these.
Oh, okay.
No, I like those too. A little strong though. I'm happy I found her too.
It's funny how we met.
Yeah, honestly, that we'll have to do a live stream about that one. Because that one was just me being completely me.
I mean, we first met at the.
We'll tell that story. We'll tell that story next week, and for next week's live stream. Because I think I'm gonna start doing these once a week, guys. I honestly am. Because I honestly like sitting here with the camera in front of me and just talking to you, whoever shows up. I mean, you got a question?
It's just.
Hmm?
That is not a song to be playing.
I can't hear nothing. I'm hoping, since I can't hear it, I'm hoping my computer doesn't hear it. Oh, come show them that. Steven, I hope you're still here. I want her to show you the engagement ring I got for her. I fed her too much. Show everybody the engagement ring.
I don't know if I can see it or not.
Yeah. There you go. I think I have the comments on like a 60-second delay or 30-second. Not sure. On a few second delay.
I'm trying to go. My
No, I'm trying. Yeah, you did some walking today. She took advantage of the good weather and went out for a walk today, and I think she overdid it.
Oh, that was about my dad. Oh.
That's a little while away. That's about 2 miles. There and back.
Doesn't seem like it. I guess we'll
I liked it, so I put a ring on it. I mean, isn't that what you're supposed to do? But yeah, I think we'll tell that story the next week's live stream. But Steven, like I was saying, like honestly, man, if you think about honestly getting a 44 mag for a while, shoot just 44 special out of it, just to get used to the weight of the gun, and then move up and understand that the 44 and the 44 Magnum and 44 Special and each different brand of 44 Magnum shoot a little bit different. If you can't find any 44 Special, get you the lowest pressure 44 Magnum you can find and start shooting with that. And honestly, if you really want to save money, get you a good 44 caliber mold, a casting pot, and one of these, and then a 44 set of dies. Because just for these right here, it cost me about 35 and some change, and they're about the same pressure as my black powder loads, and I can reload these casings for a while and everything. So that's what I would recommend, honestly. And here's the thing: you can go get wheel weights from like a mechanic shop, uh, or anything, and then cast your own, and that will save you a lot of money in the long run, man. What's going to really eat your butt is the powder, but I mean, you can get a good pound of powder for like $22. I mean, I've reloaded Trail Boss, and it's not. I would suggest that one be your probably your lowest. It's probably going to be about your middle price one, but I think IMR is probably going to be the best out of a 44. I don't really know. I have never reloaded 44 for uh before, so I would look into a reloading group and find what you need. Uh, Steven says, "Heck yeah, I proposed to my girl on Christmas, and we got married on Valentine's Day." Dude, you're making me look bad over here, okay? Uh, I'm still thinking about it. Not sure if I want to get one right now due to not having much money. Yeah, honestly, dude, if that's your problem is your price range, pawn shops. Look for used one. Maybe start out find the cheapest pistol you can find, and then reload for that one. It will help you save, and it will get you some trigger time. If you want a revolver, I think they make a 3A revolvers, 38 special revolvers. You can probably find a cheap 357 Magnum revolver, and that will shoot 38 special. Uh, and also at the same time 357s. And I mean, because I think the last time I was looking at 357 at a pawn shop, I was looking at about $150 on it, and I was going to get about a box of ammo. It was like 4 or 5 out missing out of the box. It was for 357, if not mistaken.
Yeah, it was something like that.
It was pretty cheap. It wasn't that expensive, and it was a full length barrel too. I mean, it was a. Now you have to, if you get at a pawn shop and just clean it and look for any part, look up the model, look up what it's supposed to look like when you disassemble it and everything. You'll probably have to go to Utah Gun or the UGTE Tube. I'll send you a link to one of my videos, and you can find the whole site that way, man.
Yeah, because didn't you get a gun at the pawn shop up here, and you had to like clean it really good?
Oh yeah, I got that. That's where I got that inline at. My first actually inline that I got. I had to do a lot of work on it. I paid like $50 for it. So pawn shops right after muzzle loading season is good if you wanted to get one like that. But it's just honestly, I would suggest pawn shops in that case. They're going to be your friend, and I'll just acknowledge that it's a used gun. You might have to order parts later on, somewhere down the road, or do some things. But I mean, you know how to get a hold of me. You can get in touch with me and everything, and I'd help you. I'd help you out a little bit. So you know where to go if you need help, man. Justin Panthers says, have you considered seeing an all open sights on your sawed off inline? Actually, it's not a sawed off inline. It's a custom made inline. There's a difference now. Sawed off would mean I just took a hacksaw and hacked the barrel off, and that's it. I had to go and
like you did on this one right here.
No, that one was done. It was, but it wasn't. There's just this little bit on the inside of the barrel. Matter of fact, I have it right here. This one was the stock. Yes, the stock was just sawed down because it was going to cost me another $150. But this one, the barrel and everything, was done by a professional gunsmith to make it into an inline pistol. And yes, I have thought about using this. I want to try these sights right here. It kind of gives me some. I'm trying to get these in picture. I'm trying to get this lined up because it kind of gives me a decent-ish inline sights. And I cannot smooth bore it because of the state I live in, it would, and some federal laws would consider it a smooth bore. Not still consider some smooth bores under certain lengths shotgun pistols. Now, here's the thing: if it was a flintlock or a cap lock, it would be considered a smoothbore pistol. But since it takes the 209 primer, it would be considered right here. See, it would be considered a shotgun, a pistol shotgun. So I can't. But what I can do is fix. There's just this little bit right there where it wasn't sawed perfectly flush before it was recrowned. See All Open Sights is a brand name. It's a non-battery operated optic. Um, okay, I've actually never heard about them. I'll have to look them up myself. See, I learned something. I like learning things. I think I've learned like 2 or 3 things in this live stream, and that's kind of why I like sitting down and talking to you. That's why I'm thinking about doing it once a week now. And it's non-battery operated. I would have to look into them. Right now, my eyesight's still good enough that I can use open sights, and I'm just gonna try this. I mean, just to see, because the last time I had an optic on this thing, it rattled. It just could not handle the recoil that this it could generate. It literally threw off and hit me in the head.
Can you
So
still see colors?
yes. Stevenson, your dad had a gun that you think is a Mosin Nagant for one. Yeah, that's kind of what happened to me. I'm gonna read this whole comment. I'll tell you, my dad had a gun I think was a Mosin Nagant. One time, long time ago, he took it out, and when he shot it, the scope blew off and flew back and hit him in the face. Yeah, that will happen. Um, even in storage, like the one I have for my rifle that I inherited from my grandfather, before as soon as I get to the range, I will make sure that those everything's on there as tight as it's supposed to be, and then make sure it's still in shooting where it's supposed to be. I actually have to go out and I bought a brick of ammo. Matter of fact, I can show y'all. I guess still got to do the review and everything on it, but it's a nice little rifle here.
I need to move.
No, I just gotta open this up. It's a. It's an old. Let's just say this. My grandpa got this when my mother was 15 years old. Let's just say this. She's old enough to have a 26-year-old son now. So y'all can do the math on that one, and it's a nice little Mauser action. Bolt action 22 Magnum. I mean, it's a nice. I've got many rabbits, many squirrels, and many possums with this rifle right here, and then I was very, very fortunate to have it inherit it. But that scope's been on there for as long as I can remember. It has never came off. That rifle, the rifle I just showed y'all had so many. Let's just say this, I'm surprised it still has rifling and it's had so many rounds through it, but it's been properly cared for. No. Let's say this one's older than my Sharps, and I do have a kind of a quick, tired review talking point of the Sharps coming out next week. I have that scheduled for next week. So I got some range time this week, and I had already done 2 videos this week. So I'm like, yeah, why not? But yeah, let's light up my cigar. Oh, I hate when this happens. Don't you hate when part of your cigar paper unfurls like that?
I don't smoke, so I don't.
That really work. But yeah, Steven, my phone's off because it was making too much noise, and it distracted me. But I'll get your message as soon as I'm not gonna be on too much longer, about another 15 minutes, and then I'm done.
I'm sitting on your phone, by the way. I don't know.
Probably. But
Oh, I'm hurting.
you know what? I'll just go ahead and end it, guys. Here, guys. May your aim be true, and keep your powder dry, guys. I'll see y'all later. Look forward. I hope y'all look forward to seeing the Sharps review, and I will see y'all Friday, this upcoming Friday, for another live stream on how me and my wife met, guys. I'll see y'all later. Bye bye.